Hey guys, so a big question I see a lot of people struggling with, especially this year, is the whole question of, do I keep trying? Do I keep trying to make my big career goal a reality, or should I just settle and relax a bit and kind of accept what it is that I can get? And a lot of that is because of the statistics, right? I mean, we know that 80% of people are unhappy with their jobs. We know that it's only about 10% of the US population that makes over 6 figures a year, for example. So at a certain point, people start to think, well, maybe I am just average. Maybe I do need to just cut myself a break and just accept what I have, and that's it, because all of this struggling and striving is getting exhausting. And I don't even know if at the end of the road there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, or if this is just how it is, and why am I putting in all this work to most likely end up in the average statistics? And so let me know if you can relate to that. I know a lot of you lately have been writing to me and telling me about how you do see yourselves as an ambitious person, and there is a lot that you want for yourself. But on the other hand, you're just starting to feel like, am I asking for too much? Like, do I just need to accept the reality kind of thing? So what I have found through the people that I coach, I coach a lot of people who are highly ambitious, they have big dreams and whatnot. And oftentimes they are pretty successful already. Sometimes they're kind of stuck in average. Sometimes they're already sort of above average. And so again, it's that question of, I'm already kind of above average. Maybe I'm already lucky to be where I am. Does it even make sense for me to aim? Am I speaking correctly? Does it even make sense for me to be trying to aim higher? And so in this situation, the really important thing to remember is that the average person has no plan. The average person plans very short term. They're just trying to make ends meet for tomorrow. And sometimes if they have a plan, it's a bit of a delusional plan, not to be mean or anything, but a lot of people's plans are not real plans. They're more like, oh yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that, it'll all work out. I'll get the university degree, and hopefully then I'll make lots of money and I'll easily pay back all of my debts, which, as we know, is like one of the biggest myths that is out there in the modern world. And you see all these people with kind of plans, but if you really look at the plan, you realize there's a ton of holes in it, and that the plan was doomed to fail from the start. And so that is how the average person lives. I mean, ideally, when we're students, even before we become students, we would sit down with a financial planner and understand whether the debt we're about to take on before we get our degree is worthwhile. Ideally, we would all sit down and do proper career coaching even before choosing what to study, right? Knowing that, of course, everything's going to change and the world's going to change around us. We're going to change in terms of what it is that we want to do. You're not going to know the direction for the rest of your life when you're 17 years old. Fine. But if you can start planning as early as possible, you're going to find that you're hitting those 1% of outcomes, and I think the big myth as well is that, well, only 1% of people are really living this amazing life where they have it all, where they have the money and they have the success and they're on mission and they're doing something they love and all of that. But the way to become that 1% is not just to rely on luck and hope everything works out. It's to have as solid a plan as possible. And of course, I'm not saying to become a control freak, because I think part of a good plan is that flexibility, is that, hey, let's see what the universe has in store for us. It's that being prepared for things like what happened this year and being able to maneuver and go a different direction. But it's getting yourself equipped with as good a plan as possible. And that's where people start to get better outcomes. And so a lot of people always ask me with my program, they're like, well, okay, I see it worked for other people, but will it work for me? Like, maybe those people just got lucky, or maybe I'm just unlucky and it won't work for me. But it's not like that, because it's equipping people with tools. It's equipping people with, we're filling in the holes, the holes that were there before, the lack of direction that was there before, as we start to fix those issues. And a lot of times people have holes. If something in your career is not where you want it to be, it's because one of the 3 pillars is has holes in it. So either your direction has holes, so you have too many ideas, but you don't know which one to go for, or you haven't figured out your direction in some shape or form. You don't know what your mission, your purpose is, or maybe you know what that is, but then it's the second pillar that you have a problem with, which is the branding, the positioning, your image. You're not coming across in the way that you need to in order to be on that mission that you'd like to be on. Or it's the third thing, and it's your access to the hidden job market, your networking. So if any of those three pillars have holes, you're gonna find that you are having to settle, you're having to get stuck in average. So the more you can have a plan, the more you can think long-term and not just short-term, you're gonna find that you absolutely do not have to settle. You guys know I'm always saying aim higher, don't settle. Life is too short for that. And you never ever have to get stuck in this thinking of, is it worth it? What if it doesn't all work out? You just keep shifting. You keep making sure you have a plan. You keep planting those seeds, and you're going to find that very quickly, not always as fast as of course we would like, because we'd like everything to be changed tomorrow, but very quickly you're going to find that your outcomes do change, and you're going to start being one of those people that everyone else thinks is just so lucky and things just happen so well for you, but you know that you were the one who planted the seeds. You know that you were the one who actually sat down and did the kind of brainstorming and goal setting that most people are not willing to do, or to look at the harsh truth, right? To look at those holes. A lot of people think they have a plan, but they don't, because there are so many holes in their plan, and they're just not willing to admit to the holes, or they kind of see the holes, but they go, oh yeah, but for me, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. And so they fail to plug in the holes, and then again, they fall into average, because this is what most people do. So anyway, this is just to say, like, we're nearing the end of 2020. I don't want any of you guys who are in this community, who are following me, to feel like, things didn't work out this year. Maybe I should just accept that I'm going to have to settle. Never, ever, ever settle. Settling is like death. I mean, it kills your spirit. So do not ever accept that you're just on this planet to pay bills and survive. Absolutely not. If you guys really, really get on board with a plan, and you're really honest about the holes or the things that maybe are not going so well, and you're ready to work on them and fix them, you can all absolutely be in the 1% of people. Few people get to that 1%, not because the opportunities are not out there, but rather because few people are willing to do this kind of work of getting really honest about what it is that they want, what it is that they're here to do, and getting honest about what do they need to do, like what is the work they have to do to fill in those holes and get to their goals. So I hope this helped one of you. Obviously, if you need any help with that planning, with your career, with any of those three pillars that I mentioned, the finding your direction, the hidden job market, and the branding, get in touch with me. This is what we do. And otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next video.